Hey, this is video number 22 of my series on the course outcomes for DFS1, and this is on the subject of implementing strategies to solve problems through quantitative and qualitative analysis and relevant information technology. I believe I've become sort of a Power BI guy, and that's sort of what I've set out to do as part of my DFS1 project. It sort of wasn't what I started with as my outcome, but it sort of has developed that way. I've recognized that there is a very strong need, a very strong demand for Power BI training at Enerplus, so that is basic enough that anyone who's a beginner can follow along. So we have an internal repository of business intelligence information, self-service demonstrations and processes that people can access. And myself, I started going through there, and I myself found a lot of use out of it. But I was had very mixed feelings that people that are very junior to this subject matter would be able to get anything out of it. So I didn't find that there was a reasonable jump-off point for anyone to just jump in and learn about data. So I set about creating that. My goal is to create a Power BI tutorial for accountants that have never used Power BI before, and it'll guide them from start to finish how to create their very first dashboard. So the dashboard looks like this. This is the final product here, and it's going to be available in several different locations all over Enerplus where people can learn to use it. And I've provided all the material that people need to do it. And the most important thing is the video series that I've created. I've got an 18-part video series that teaches people how to do every step of it. And it's all very junior stuff. It's all super beginner, but it uses data that the people are familiar with, the accountants are familiar with. They made it. Basically, all it does is count vouchers that they made, but it will show them start to finish how they can use Power BI. So I recognize that there was definitely a demand for something like this. And I plan to also add more to this. And I was actually recently given the admission into a role of a data advocate at Enerplus, and I'm very proud of that. I've done my best to try to spread awareness of Power BI and utilize it wherever I can. And that is sort of a strategy that I think is something that needs to be undertaken throughout the whole company. And I'm looking for other champions that are interested in the subject like I am, and I want to also turn them into, give them the same sort of passion that I have. I want to have more people to be using this because it is an extremely important utility for the future. I've also provided I've started working on some more tutorials as well that are outside of the scope of our of DFS1. I've added a tutorial on how to connect to live data, which is not something I thought I would be able to do, but I was given clearance to do that. I've also started work on a SQL tutorial, and this is going to be something I'm going to be actually using the same data set that I used to build the Power BI tutorial. I'm going to show people how they can look up the same information using some basic SQL queries. So I've already been working on some draft queries for that. Over here, I also have several Power BI dashboards that I'm working on, and these are sort of some of the start of the information gathering that I'm doing to build those. But overall, this is the strategy that I want to have. I want to use information technology to solve problems, to solve these quantitative and qualitative problems. Quantitative in just bringing numbers together that normally people have to go to multiple sources to get to, and qualitative in eliminating those multiple sources, finding ways that we can kind of bring everything together in a streamlined way, but also build things that are easy to fix. That's something that is a major problem in this job, is that I have a lot of accounting systems and stuff that have been built over the years. For example, ones that have been built in VBA or macros that over time break down and nobody knows how to fix them. So I want to create solutions to problems that are, I guess, sustainable and easy to fix by anyone who just has a small amount of knowledge. Everything I build will be very simple, and that's my goal. I would say one of the courses that I learned a lot of this sort of strategy and was managing strategically. I think it was a very important course that helped me understand the needs of all the departments at a company, and as well as organizational behavior. It was very important in learning to understand the importance of effective communication.